Tattoo time!
In you go.
I thought I'd be wearing something a little bit more like punk rock to embody the badass that I am right now, but I'm wearing this like cute outfit.
Okay, so you got a tattoo. Tell me about this tattoo.
Well, this tattoo is a design that I made a year ago. And it has a lot to do with my journey and I guess a transformation that I've seen slowly happening over the last 6 years. The concept is it's a heart, and then inside the heart is a flower, and then the flowers are kind of growing and kind of bursting out of the heart. I feel like this symbol has kind of been gifted to me by the universe. I feel like in the last 2 years, this symbol of the garden heart that keeps coming up in these really meaningful experiences that I've had. Yes, why a tattoo? Why do I need to prove it to the world? Well, I don't need to prove it to the world. But for a very long time, this transformation has been going on in my mind and in my soul, or my spirit. And that's been great. But my body has been really disconnected from this experience. Growing up in a Christian context, and specifically in an Adventist context, I felt there was a lot of shame in being a woman. And I felt a lot of shame in my physical body. Like my body was something to suppress. My body was something to control. My body was something to be afraid of. And I felt it should be something that I hide and that I should be very careful about because it might like lead someone astray. Being in church, you know, I'm to submit to these men, it's like these men had control over me because they made the rules, like whatever their perspective is goes. There wasn't a lot of women in the church having a say. They made the rules and they were the ones preaching about like, oh, you know, be careful, don't lead men astray, like you are so beautiful, like don't put yourself out there because you'll be ravaged or something. I don't know. I had guys that were interested in me because of my appearance, and so I felt like I was the gatekeeper, like you shall not pass, you shall not pass. And I was just like making sure that no one really like got close. As soon as I like wore something maybe a little bit wild or expressive, there'd be comments about that, and I didn't want that. I wanted to just blend in, so I wore lots of grey, lots of floppy like things, which is kind of my style, but it's also because of this disembodied and disconnectedness with my body and this fear and this shame that I've had with my body. While all of this disembodiment was happening, I was also having these issues with self-confidence in my body and being like, I need to make sure that I go to the gym all the time. I need to eat healthy. I put in a list of to-dos that would control my body. And it was like, you body are mine. I'm gonna control you so that you don't get fat, so you don't like look like you're not supposed to, like, so you don't lead people astray. But I did things like exercise certain times the amount of day, and if I ate something, like I'd make sure I go for a really long walk. In the most extreme case, like just take laxatives. Just like I couldn't vomit, but if I'd like had a bad run that day, I would just take like 8 laxatives. I tried to shame my body into submission. Like I'd look at the areas of myself that I wanted to fix, and I would hate on those things because I thought that shame would actually motivate me to be in charge of my body, and actually it would do what I wanted once I did that. But then this last 2 years, I've learned to listen to my body. Like, instead of having my strict, I have to eat 3 meals a day, I'm like, oh, I'm hungry now. And then I've realized, oh, my body's actually something to be trusted, something I can rely upon. I feel like my body's part of the team now. It tells me so many things. It allows me to have physical contact with people I love. It takes me all the places I've been around the world. Like, without my body, I couldn't have done that. This is my home. We shouldn't be afraid of our bodies. We should embrace our bodies. And that's why I got this tattoo, because I want it to be an expression, a full expression of what's actually going on inside. This is kind of an invitation to be like, you're part of the team. Whatever's been going on in my head and in my spirit is now going to happen with you. You're going to be a part of this. I don't want to control you. I want to work with you. I don't want to shame you. I want to love you. I think you're really valuable and you're nothing to be afraid of. You're nothing to be ashamed of. You're just part of my expression. And so that's what I'm trying to do this year, to really embody the expression and the creativity and the ideas that are happening on the inside, and not be as scared or afraid of expression. So that's why I got a tattoo, and that's why I got this tattoo.